I said I won't talk about politics no more, but
Yeah,
that's just what it is.
I
Even
don't
though
really
we are
feel
about to
like
talk
it.
about one political topic, dog, because I got to.
Okay, I'm always down for that shit.
But before we get to
Gotta
it,
hold it
though,
down for the blue.
matter of fact, now we gonna just go ahead and jump into it, bro.
Okay.
You said hold it down for Blue, bruh. I'm gonna be honest, dog. That last podcast I did with Blue, bruh, that podcast was trash,
I
bruh.
didn't get to watch all of it.
Bruh, I didn't even want to put it out, bruh. Then I listened to it. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna edit it and put it out on because I didn't record nothing else for the week.
Mm-hmm.
It was so trash, bruh.
What y'all
Blue
talk
is
about?
head ass, bruh.
But see, you know that.
Bruh, we talked about the craziest thing I thought we talked about that was interesting. We talked about zodiac signs. And
Mm-hmm.
he was telling me why he believes in zodiac signs and why he thinks zodiac signs are true. And I was telling him why I don't think they're true. And he explained to me that I'm a Republican and I believe everything that people say. And if I don't see it, I'm not going to believe it. And I told him, I said, bruh, think about what you just told me why you believe zodiac signs.
I
Because
don't.
it's something someone told you.
Right. I mean, but it's stuff that you can read in books. But at the end of the day, everything that you know or believe in is based off something that somebody told you.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
mean, that's with all of us.
but I don't understand how you connect zodiac signs with being a Republican or a Democrat
Oh, he told
or
me
a
he was
liberal.
like, bro, you don't believe conspiracies, you don't believe zodiac signs, you don't believe anything because you're a Republican. Most Republicans identify as that.
I can see traits, but honestly, the people who talk about the other side have a small sample size of the other side.
Yeah.
Like I don't have a lot of Republican friends. I have Republican friends. I have Republican mentors, but they don't act the same way as probably Mitt Romney's circle act. You know what I mean? It's all perspective.
Bro, you think Jay-Z a Republican?
I think Jay Z head ass. I
Why
don't
you
even
say that?
I don't even think he votes, bro. To be honest,
You think he cares?
hell no.
Why you
I
don't think he cares? I think he cares, dog.
I think he's so big now that it doesn't matter who's in office. It's not stopping anything he has going on. It may be someone in office that he could put money behind or put some power behind, kind of how Diddy and everybody had their vote or die thing.
Yeah, I remember that.
Because they thought they can align with Obama to get things, you know, for them, even though it doesn't make sense for a Diddy to support a Democrat
Yeah.
since they're against big big millionaires and billionaires paying a lot of taxes.
Yeah.
We good, we good.
Yeah.
But it's all subjective. But I don't think Jay Z gives a fuck about Trump or Obama or anybody else that's coming up. You know what I mean? I feel like he has his own world, his own concerns, and things that he wants to accomplish. And whoever's in office is not stopping any of that.
So, bro, what did you first think when you seen the headline about Jay-Z teaming up with NFL and possibly getting majority stake in a team?
Last year, I didn't watch any NFL game.
Oh, so you were boycotting?
Yeah.
Okay,
And I was like, it's going to
I
take
ain't know
more
that.
than Jay Z doing that to make me go back to the NFL. I think it's a big money play. I think it may be some good coming for, I guess, black people. However, the NFL could help black people. That shit sounds crazy to say out loud,
Yeah.
but I think it's a money move.
So, what made you want to boycott?
I felt like I wasn't missing anything with watching the NFL. I felt like just them blatantly taking a stand against black people that supported just bringing awareness towards police brutality that just I didn't rock with that. And I mean, I'm not losing anything for not watching the NFL. I'm not gonna goddamn stop being friends with somebody just because they still watch the NFL.
Yeah, it was just a personal decision for you. I
Right.
feel that, bro. Um, Me personally, dog, I never even thought about boycotting because obviously I love sports, and I was just like, what is me not watching it gonna do? And that's my whole thing with Jay Z, dog. I just don't feel like it's his position to be the voice of black people. And dog, what really tripped me out about that whole video was Charlemagne was the one asking him the questions. And I know I done said this on the podcast before, dog. Charlemagne could never be the voice of reason for black people ever. For me anyway. That's weird as hell to me. Like these aren't the people that I want representing us. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't expect Jay-Z uh, a rapper slash entrepreneur to be the social justice leader for black people. That's not what I expect from him.
And I think that's where the problem lies is people put too much stock into entertainment.
Yeah.
I feel like just how you saying that you love sports, I wouldn't let sports contradict myself as in me caring about black people.
Uh huh.
That's why I didn't watch the NFL because it to me it was a personal fact that whether it's either police brutality, bringing awareness to that, or watching the NFL. Like I care more about black people than I do about football. That was my personal decision making factor into not watching NFL. But I feel like if you're mad at Jay Z, you're a fucking hypocrite because motherfuckers still wear Jordans to this day, and that nigga been eating off of black pain. You know what I mean? Buying
Uh
jails,
huh.
throwing niggas in jail, watching black people kill each other over his shit,
For a while now.
and they'll still argue that he's better than LeBron.
I seen a lot of things saying Jay Z is not an Uncle Tom, but he's a capitalist.
I mean, what the fuck? It, that's funny. I was looking at this the list of the richest black people in the world. And I think the top 3 or 4, maybe 5, they were all these old ass Africans
Mm-hmm.
that's they're billionaires from just out doing resources and shit from Africa.
Yeah.
And the first thing I thought of was like these motherfuckers are enslaving their own people, killing their own people to get rich. That's the first thing I thought of because
Yeah.
everybody's on that list. They get rich off of pimping poverty. You know what I mean? And the mostly impoverished just happen to be black. And I think it's good that Jay Z and Michael Jordan and people like that are getting into those positions because now you may talk shit about them, but it sheds a light on what white people have been doing forever. So now that you see that black people can get in those rooms and sit at those tables, now you can see what the white people have been doing to us forever, and then either choose to change it or sit on Twitter and bitch.
So what though? Like, so since you boycotted the NFL, now since everyone is against Jay Z, do you boycott Jay Z?
No. I mean, but why is everybody? Yeah,
Doesn't that
yeah,
shit sound silly as hell though?
yeah. I mean, you have to pick and choose where does your morals stand and who you are as a person.
Yeah.
I didn't boycott. I feel like my boycott wasn't really a boycott because I really didn't vocalize me boycotting the NFL. I
Mm-hmm.
just chose not to watch it, and that's my way of just not supporting the NFL. I feel like if I stop listening to Jay Z because he's making money, then I couldn't wear Nike. I couldn't wear Jordans. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't watch college basketball. I couldn't watch the NBA because everybody is pimping poverty.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a good move so that people can realize what the NFL and what those big rich people are doing and have been doing.
Yeah. I definitely wouldn't go out my way to boycott Jay Z, especially not over no business venture he's in, because he's been an entrepreneur for what 20 years now, 20
The
plus
nigga
years,
sold crack to black people and been killing black people for years.
and now he sell liquor.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So the last thing I would expect him to do is not make a dollar off something. And let's be clear. You don't make it to a $1 billion net worth without making some crazy
Exactly.
deals that you even question.
Exactly.
You just don't get there without doing it.
So you support the crack dealer, but you don't support the businessman.
Which is weird. But the thing that kind of tripped me out because I hate people that contradict themselves. Today, Funk Flex released and said that JD said when he was
I
about to
read that.
do the similar deal
Hmm.
that Hove told him like you might not want to do that, it's a bad look type thing. If that's true, because I don't want to believe Funk Flex, but if that's true, that is kind of fucked up, bro.
Nigga,
It's kind of wild.
and that's crazy hearing that shit from you because you're a capitalist too.
You
That's
goddamn right.
business. That's
Yeah.
nothing but
Oh,
business.
I don't like nasty business though, bro. Like I actually go out my way to make sure that I do business the right way, even if it hurts me. Like I tell you now, my current business, I'll do some photos for someone, and I'll get done doing the photos. I'll be like, hey, I'll edit 10 photos for you, and they'll come back and ask me for like 5 more. And I'll be like, damn, I already done took out X amount of hours of my day to give you these 10. Now you want 5 more? And I'll be like, you know what? Just to save face, I'll do it. That's the type of person I am.
I'm the type of person where I understand capitalism to the point where it's a dog eat dog world. So if I'm not doing it, somebody's going to do it to me.
Yeah.
So you have to have your self interest as your priority.
Hmm.
There's no way. You don't think Warren Buffett and all them motherfuckers made their billions off of fucking people over?
They did.
I mean, that's
I feel like most people do. And bro, I'll never forget. And I love talking about entrepreneurship. It's crazy we got into this, but bro, I'll never forget. Um, It's two stories I always talk about whenever I'm talking about entrepreneurship. I think I talked about one story on the podcast I did called Entrepreneurship. I don't think I told this story yet. Bruh, I got into this cleaning franchise. I first got into it. I was busting my ass, hustling like a motherfucker, bro. I'm talking about hustling hard when I got into this cleaning business. So I came in one day to talk to the master franchise owner, and we were sitting there or whatever. As soon as I walked in, I think I was driving my old school or something. As soon
hmm
as I walked in, he started asking about the car. Told him about the car. He started telling me about all the cars he owned, which was an ass of them. All
right.
kind of old school Corvette, the one with the submarine back. I think it's
Yes.
67 or something. He's showing me all his Corvettes and all that stuff. And I'm like, yeah, but I came here for woo woo woo. I just started asking him questions about business and stuff. Bro, he kind of just brushed me off and just kept talking about cars.
Cause you a nigga.
Probably so, bro. And then just so happened, like a couple months later, I just happened to be in the office buying some supplies, and I overheard him like talking to like another white business owner, and he kind of was just like saying something about how like yeah, young people work real hard for you, but it's just kind of hard to make them the face of your franchise. And when I heard that, I was like, bruh, I'm obviously at the wrong place, bruh. Cause I'm a young person. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, I think I know who you talking about.
Yeah.
I
You
met
probably do.
I met dude,
Yeah.
and I
You
can't
probably
say
do.
I'll say it off the air, but yeah, that shit was a crazy night. I know exactly who you talk about just by his personality, and it was. I know exactly who you talking about.
Yeah. It's crazy, bruh. I actually learned a lot from being with them, bro. And that's why now, like, whenever I give people advice, people that come up to me and ask me about the company and ask me about getting into it, whatever, I tell everybody the same thing. I say, you know, it'll work for you if you go into it
Mm,
with the right mind state. If you go into it as in like, okay, I'm gonna go in here, I'm gonna manage this business, I'm gonna make me some money, I'm gonna be good, then you'll be fine. But if you go into it strictly thinking like, hey, I wanna be my own boss and I wanna control everything and I wanna do all this, if you go into it with the satisfaction of everything being yours,
mm-hmm.
you're gonna fail miserably.
Why you say
Because,
that?
bruh, being a franchise owner in a franchise, it's your business. Don't get me wrong. You control the day-to-day operations. It's
Mm-hmm.
your business. But at the end of the day, it's their business and they're going to protect their bottom line.
Right,
Even
right,
if
right,
that
right, right.
means fucking you over.
Hell yeah. I mean, you would do the same.
Corporate America is fucking disgusting, bro.
That's
It's
what the Republicans love.
disgusting, dog. I ain't gonna lie, bro. And that's why I learned that shit real quick. You see what I'm doing now?
Right.
I was like, boy, this is not for me. Cause I ain't cutthroat like that. And I thought I was pretty cutthroat. Nah, I ain't cutthroat like that, bro.
You're cutthroat, but I think you need to refocus your cutthroatness. You know what I mean? I feel like if you focus that shit to where you need to be successful and stop giving a fuck about, how you may be perceived,
Yeah.
I think you would be a lot more successful.
You think I care way too much about what people think of me?
To a point, to a certain extent, because I mean, you do a podcast and you care about feedback. You want to make sure everything is perfect. You want to make sure you're putting out the best
Yeah, I
product.
do
So
do
how
that.
could you not? You know what I mean? Since your main people that is going to purchase and is going to consume your content is going to be the people that tells you what they like. If you see you put out a video of, okay, I got this chicken sandwich versus this chicken sandwich, and that one got 10,000 views, but then you put out, oh, I got a Wendy's salad and a McAllister salad, and that shit got 12 views. You was like, okay, I'm not gonna put
Yeah.
out no fucking salad
And,
videos.
and bro, you know what I thought about that today because I did the video with the taco and and the Whopper, and when I got done after I put it out, I was thinking I was like, bro, I'm kind of reaching with this food shit.
I'll be honest. I was watching that shit today, and then once I seen that there was an actual fucking patty on that taco, I couldn't watch you go out like that. I cut that shit off, bro. I was like, this nigga got a beef patty taco. That shit is wild, bro. A beef patty taco.
That's the wildest thing I ever seen,
That
bro.
shit is crazy.
Yeah.
Pimping poverty, boy. That's wild.
Bro, I was shocked because I was like, I seen the pictures and I was like, that ain't real. I think people just taking the patties and just putting it in the tortilla because they trying to,
Nah,
go viral or something.
them niggas
When I,
actually
bro, when I
got burger
opened up, when
patties.
I opened up that tortilla and I seen that patty,
That
I
shit's
was like,
disgusting.
bruh. And my stupid ass still ate it, bro.
And you said it was disgusting, right?
Bro, it was the grossest thing I ever had in my life, bro. I took one bite, bro. I couldn't even stomach it, bro. I just had to spit it out. It was the
Nigga, I
grossest thing
eat
I ever
ass and I
tasted.
think that's disgusting. That shit crazy.
This nigga said I eat ass. But yeah, bro, that taco was the grossest thing I ever had in my life, bro. You remember school lunch, right? When they used to give you the little, it said taco sauce. It used to be white
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it
yeah, yeah,
had
yeah,
like
yeah.
the
Yeah.
orange tab on it, bruh. I couldn't think of that sauce for nothing, bro. But soon as I took a bite and I tasted it,
That was
I
it.
instantly thought of that sauce. I instantly thought of what it looked like, how it tastes, everything. I was
Why
like,
you
bro.
playing? I'm gonna go get me some Taco Bell when I leave here. I
And
ain't had Taco Bell in a long time.
I love Taco Bell, bro. We
That
had
shit
Taco
kangaroo meat.
Bell. One of the
Yeah, and one of the other podcast.
yeah. I think it's fish beef. They call it fish beef or something.
You know it's really human meat.
Human meat?
Mm-hmm.
Nah, humans
I,
cost too much.
you full of shit.
A human costs too much,
Bruh.
dog.
I was watching this. You know I'm a conspiracy theorist. I
I
believe some of
already
that
know
shit.
it. I
I
already
don't
know
believe
it.
half that shit. But they was talking about how old girl they got killed in Chicago, and they found her in the freezer with her organs missing,
Uh huh.
and then they was just started going in on how all these people are coming up dead in Chicago and how people just kill each other and stuff, and how there was a guy actually convicted for selling human parts, and he got like 7 years, 3 to 7 years for selling human fucking parts to people. And I was like, man, that shit is crazy. And it was like, if you look at the packaging in certain meats across America, it tells you like it's cattle, but it's not from a cow or some shit like that. I don't know.
I
That
know
shit
what you're
sounds
saying. I know what
crazy.
you're saying. But I don't know, like, if we really break down, like, okay, let's say you get a human body and
Hmm.
you sell the organs, and then I guess you could chop the meat up in it, it would be it would work for you
I mean, it's
economically.
not gonna be like a full human, ground beef patty, but it will be bits and pieces to cut it.
But you don't think it would just be way easier to just genetically
That shit
farm
already
raise
exists.
cows?
All I'm saying is
Economically, it'll be way easier.
All
to
I'm
just
saying is,
genetically farm raise cows,
if
bro.
you look at the rate at which people eat animals and how long it takes for animals to grow, that shit just seems kind of, it's not, I can't think of the word. It's not
But
sufficient.
bro, those farms that we see on YouTube with everyone killing the cows, Shapiro's, we got one in Augusta called
Yeah,
Shapiro, bruh. Well, Shapiro is a slaughterhouse. Well, the farms that we see though,
yeah.
bruh, they breeding these cows like they nothing, bruh. They breeding them by the hundreds, bruh.
I hear you. It's still
We
just a,
not breeding humans like that.
what the fuck you mean?
Not like we doing these cows. We genetically
But
breeding
think
these
of how
cows,
many.
bro.
Think how many people die a year,
That's true.
and how many people go missing a year. You got
That's
to think
true
about the
also.
the billionaire that just he steals little girls and sell them off to other rich motherfuckers.
So, bruh, you don't think it's just way harder to get human meat than get cow meat? Like, who would go out their way to get human meat when you can just get some cow meat?
A motherfucker that care about their bottom line. That shit probably way cheaper. A nigga dead that don't nobody give a fuck about. You could throw that shit in with some damn genetically modified cow meat, and you can goddamn have three
That's why I don't
times
like
that shit.
conspiracy theories, bro. Because I just think that's just way too much effort, bro. And I don't think people are putting that much effort into shit like
Bruh,
that.
I promise you, them motherfuckers at the top, they don't give a fuck. It's not them. They say, okay, you want us to do it? Hell yeah, y'all do that shit. I'm telling you, that shit real.
Stay woke.
Damn, I sound like
Oh, we
Blue.
got another. Yep, bro. We got another stay woke candidate. I gotta put stay woke at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah,
Stay woke, bro.
you got to stay
Bruh.
woke, man. Motherfuckers are damn pull
Bruh,
that shit
shoot.
over your eyes like it's nothing.
Bruh, go ahead and shoot me another conspiracy.
Uh,
Oh, hold up. Before you shoot me another conspiracy, um, I hate conspiracy theories, but there's some conspiracies that are true. Like the Colin Kaepernick and his case with the NFL.
mhm.
That's a conspiracy, and that shit was true though. So I just want to throw that out there. That's another conspiracy I rock with. Every time a conspiracy pops up, I'm gonna tell you the ones I rock with. But that's not a theory though.
All
That's
right.
just something that was true.
I have a question because you bought up Colin Kaepernick. How do you did you see the video when Eric Reed they asked him was Jay
Yeah,
Z a sellout?
yeah.
How'd you feel about that?
I feel like he's full of shit. Completely full of shit. Soon as I seen the video, and this is before this is before I went to Twitter, everything, because I was thinking I probably need to record a podcast on this. And I started reading articles and I started watching videos. Soon as I clicked that video and I started hearing him talk, I said, bro, this is someone that should never open his mouth ever again.
Right.
When that nigga said, I feel like Jay-Z is cashing NFL checks or something. Soon as he said that shit, as soon as I heard Jay-Z cashing NFL checks, I'm like, nigga, I'm looking at you in a Panthers locker room. What you mean Jay-Z cashing NFL checks? Nigga, you cashing NFL
And
checks.
see, he called Jay Z a sellout. I feel like every nigga that did not kneel with Kaepernick is a fucking sellout.
You think
I
so?
feel like all them niggas some fucking birds.
All right, bro. So I got a question for you. What do you think? And I just tagged shout out Main from More Than the Master. I
Yeah, I
just
saw
tagged
that.
him and Big King in a post, bro. And it was a white guy. I actually don't know the white guy, but we've been Facebook friends for like a year now, probably a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
But all his white friends was on there going in, and they was like, "Hey, you get paid to play, not protest." How you feel about comments like that?
If if you're a professional athlete, people don't look at you like a human being.
Yes,
But
that's any form of entertainment, though.
that's anywhere though. Like
Yeah.
if you come to my job, if you worked at my job, a motherfucker would come in there and act like you don't pay taxes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They was like, I pay all these taxes. Y'all should do this. I was like, well, I pay taxes too. So
Yeah.
what are you saying? You act like I don't. People when they come to a business or entertainment, they don't realize or they don't take into the fact that you're a human being. Like just how I hate to use this reference. I really do. But did you see or hear Joe Budden's podcast with Nicki Minaj?
That shit was super duper trash.
But she said something when she was like how people hate.
You gonna side with Nicki?
Hell no, I can't stand Nicki Minaj. I hope like somebody run over her big toe. But when she was like, people don't look at you like you're a human if you're an entertainer. I feel like that's anywhere.
It's dog. It's honestly different sides to it. So first off, before you're anything on the face of this planet, you're a human first.
Right.
You're a man, you're a woman before you're anything. But the thing about Nikki, dog, Nikki's a bitch, bro.
She is.
And I'm not scared of like calling people that's bitches, bro. And it's crazy, like when you have somebody that's close to you, like a family member or something, and you tell someone like, yeah, that's my family member, but they're a bitch. People look at you crazy, like, oh my gosh, you would call that person a bitch that's so close to you, and I'll be like, bruh,
If
I
you're a
don't
bitch,
care.
you're a
I
bitch.
love that person, but they're a bitch. Like they just have these bitch like tendencies, these bitch qualities, which is crazy to me. And Nikki's a bitch, bro.
But that's scary. Just think about how somebody like that grew up, and think how easy it is to get caught up in that persona. That's wild to me because Rick Ross, he's not the real Rick Ross.
Yeah. So, bruh, it's like this. People's biggest issues, especially people like that, is they didn't go through a time in their life where they had to do a lot of self-reflection.
Hmm.
I'm not saying things got handed to her. Things definitely didn't get handed
Nah,
to
because
her.
she used to spit.
Yeah, she worked her way up to the position she is right now.
Hmm.
But sometimes you get lost in that. And I feel like that's what Journeys is about. Like right now, bro, the biggest thing I want right now in this life is I want to pop on this YouTube thing. And then I want my podcast to pop after that. If
Right,
that happened to me right now, just out of nowhere, like I just woke up, bro, it probably would fuck me up real bad.
right.
But me working on it every day, dog, it's keeping me humble. It's keeping me grounded. This whole journey is just, I'm just learning from it. I'm learning so much, bro. These people, bro, they start to lose that, bro. And that's one thing I'm gonna pride myself on forever, bro. I'm gonna pride myself on these times right here because they get lost in the sauce so quick, dog. Like, and then on top of that, I was just telling Trey this earlier today when we was talking on the phone. I was telling him, I was like, bro, it's so crazy how people can be so weak minded and sit in front of a camera and talk about how strong they are as a person and all this and all that. Like she was talking about how I'm the one getting cyber bullied and all this and all that, but you supposed to be like like one of the toughest bitches. You sound weak as hell. And I don't care what nobody say, dog. Most people weak as a motherfucker, bro. Like I mean mentally. I ain't talking about physically. Mentally, like, bro, people just weak, bro.
But if people keep on telling you that you're somebody or that you're something or you're bigger than whatever you think you done overcame, you start believing that shit. If enough people say it and they say it enough, you start
Yeah.
believing that shit. That's why I support people like a Big Crit or a J. Cole who they they still use they're still grounded
Yeah,
to
yeah,
me
yeah.
as far as the content that they put out. When you see them in interviews, how they speak, how they conduct themselves,
Yeah.
how they still move around and touch people. When the last time you think Lil Wayne or Nicki Minaj or Drake or somebody like that been around regular people?
It's probably been a long time, but someone like Drake, you can tell Drake wants to be normal though, bro. Drake be in strip clubs, he be all kind of places all the time, but Drake isn't. Drake level of fame is just so high it prevents him from being a normal person.
I don't think that. I don't.
Crit has places he can go where he's just like everybody else. Drake isn't there. Drake can't go anywhere on the face of this planet.
I got you. I mean,
Yeah.
but that's what you is that what you work hard for though? Do you think if you got as big as a Drake that you would want to still be around everyone that you're around now? Be able to go to the studio and just touch people?
No.
Is that what you want?
No.
You want to stay normal?
Honestly, dog, you I learned from people like Nipsey, bro. So when shit get right for me, I know I can't be around a big majority of the people around me because it's not me that's gonna change. It's them that's gonna change. And if you hate me now already and I ain't got shit,
Hmm.
when I get some shit, you really gonna hate me.
And see, I was on Twitter the other day, and there was a post about Greek people, and it was like when you become Greek, you don't change. The people around you change, and I know people who's been Greek or they turned Greek and they changed. And I know people who became Greek and they became a better version of themselves. And I mean, I wanted to say something negative, but it just wasn't worth it. But people do when they have a different plateau in life, or they go into a different stage in their life, they change. It's inevitable.
Correct.
If I become,
But you're supposed to
you're
change.
supposed to change.
Because
So
that's what I
don't.
was talking about, self-evaluations.
That's why I say don't say people around you change. You change.
Yeah.
As you progress, you're going to change. That's why I really hate that saying that if I get to a certain place, I didn't change. People around me
Oh yeah,
change.
yeah, 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 yeah. My bad. I probably didn't explain it good
I
enough.
mean,
I
it
am going to
wasn't towards
change.
you,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah. I got you.
it's just the fact that people do change,
But
and
bro,
there's nothing wrong with that.
why you never got involved in Greek life when you was in college?
Uh, honestly, I wasn't I wasn't into anything. You know what I mean? I was
That's how I
always
was
my
in
own
college too.
person. I never got into any of those organizations, no production shit. I hardly play intramurals at the damn rack. You know, I play every now and then, but I didn't like people enough to be into a group with
That's how I
someone.
was too. I kind of regret it now though, not Greek, but I regret going to college and not in it, like being in any kind of group and not utilizing,
Right.
everything that I had at my fingertips. I regret that now just because like I didn't build any like networks while I was there like
Exactly.
I should have.
I
I
feel that way
basically just
too.
wasted $30,000.
I feel that way too. I mean, I still talk to the head ass people from college.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The people I had fun with. But at the end of the day, I feel like when I become successful, it's not going to matter who I touched or the people that's around me, because I know that the people that I'm going to talk to are going to be the people that I love and that respect. And that's going to
Bro, I
respect me.
think I think people in Greek, I think they have paid for friends.
You've said that before.
I say it all the time, and I be pissing bitches off because we know some people that's Greek, and when I get to talking like that, woo, like bruh, Kelsey, you my dog, bruh. I gotta say your name. I pissed him off so bad one night,
What you say?
bro. We was just talking about Greek and stuff, and I was just telling him why like I wasn't fascinated by stuff like that, and he was trying to explain to me like how it's so good. Oh no, I know what I said. I compared it to gangbanging.
Well, I can definitely see that. But I
Yeah,
can
he
honestly
wasn't happy
say,
about me saying that,
but I
bro.
can honestly say with Kelsey and other people in those male like fraternities, I kind of seen some of their process, and I can say that it's it's more of a bonding, and they build
Yeah,
their
so
connections.
that's the only reason why I say his name because someone like him, I can tell how passionate he is about it, and I can
Right.
tell that he did it for like quote unquote good reasons. But
Hmm.
the most average person that you think about it, bro, some of them did it because they just wanted to be known around school. And then it's crazy how they talk about people that join in on grad chapters like they not real Greeks, and it's like, bro, you just went in there so you can just get drunk every night and have people to hang out with because you was lame as hell. So why you worried about these people getting in grad chapters?
You know why I really don't speak on Greek stuff about like that is because if you do, people say you're a hater.
Hater,
Yeah,
bro. We could be Greek if we fucking wanted to.
I understand that.
So how's that a hater?
I don't know, because it's always either you're not or you're with them. It's either if you're Greek,
They act
you're
like
gonna
it's just this
love Greek.
top secret society that no one can get into, don't they? Because I feel like anybody can get into that shit. Maybe I'm ignorant though, but that's what I always thought. Because everybody that I seen that really want to do it have done it.
Right.
So
If you want
maybe
to
I'm
do it,
ignorant then.
I agree. If you want to do it, you could do it. Um, I'm not knocking anybody who's did it or anybody who's tried to do it and failed.
Bro, that's a lot of money to have some friends though.
I mean, but for some people, I can honestly say it's more than just building that bond or building having friends.
Yeah,
Because some people actually take what the fraternity or sorority stands for, and they use it to affect people positively.
some people, but let's talk about the mass majority.
I don't know the mass majority. That's
bruh,
like I was saying earlier with the small sample sizes that people have. I
bruh.
can't tell you what.
On average, bro, and I was just talking to somebody yesterday. I think she's a AKA. She listens to my podcast too. She gonna know I'm talking about her. But bruh, like every time she starts talking about her sorority, bruh, that's all I get from her. Like I just hear someone that just likes it because they think it's popular. And like when she says it to me, I can feel the emphasis she puts on it. Like yes, my whatever the hell they call it. My and don't think I'm being disrespectful by talking about these Greeks. Like I don't care about that. That I didn't care about it when I was in college. I don't care about it now. But like the emphasis she puts on it, like it's just so strong, and I should know like how strong this is. And you know me, I'm just like nigga, I don't care about that. Like you saying you're that is the same way if someone came to me and said they was I don't even know an example. I was gonna say in the army, but I put a lot more emphasis on someone
Say
being
like
in
a
the army.
blood.
Yeah. Okay, a gang member. There you go. That's the perfect one because I used that earlier.
Hmm.
Like a gang member. A gang member coming to me like, yeah, I'm MS-13 or something. I'm be like, nigga, okay.
And then they'll tell you like you have to do this to get in, and there's so much lit you got to goddamn know.
Yeah, you'd be like, nigga, so, and I tell them quick, like, bruh, it sound like you're a part of the kids next door. Because if you're not in the organization that I can't see is making a change, like vividly, it's like, what's the point, bruh? Not saying they don't make changes. I'm
They
not
do.
saying that.
I feel like the majority of them do. I feel like there's so much. It's first of all, there's millions of Greek people, black and white.
Yeah,
Um, and their main focus, at least I know for the Divine Nine, is fellowshipping and actually helping people come up out of whatever they're coming out of. They give back to schools, and there are people who actually give a fuck and do the shit they're supposed to do by and do right by people.
yeah,
But I can't say that for everybody because I don't know everybody in those organizations. So
yeah.
that's why I don't speak ill of them as a whole because I only know the people that I know.
All right, so be real. When you was young, let's say when you first got into college and you used to go to those college parties and you used to see the young Greeks, didn't they all look like they just wanted to wear those colors so they can fuck a whole bunch of hoes?
I'll be honest, bro. The first Greeks I ever was like around, I was 13 or 14, and I went to a fucking Kappa party at Albany State.
Uh-huh.
And my brother, they was all doing some shit I don't know, and all I remember is getting fucked up, and they had some badass women around, and I still like just didn't know what it was, and then they kind of explained it to me. I was like, oh, okay, I was back in we was talking about some other shit back then,
Yeah.
but I honestly I didn't know what Greek was till probably my second or third year in college. I didn't know many of them because they was all upperclassmen.
Yeah. I probably didn't get a good understanding of it until right before I went to college, probably. A
I,
decent understanding.
I still didn't know like anything about them or what was the purpose for them. And anyway, I didn't make no damn grades for them motherfuckers anyway. It is what it is.
That's just being real with
I'm
it.
about to say because I most of my friends shit they was all in the damn gym with me. I stayed in the gym every day. I was like,
Yeah.
I ain't about to damn go do this shit, and I can't go to the gym.
Bruh. My roommate, my last semester, last year of college, bruh, he was a Q. And it's funny because I used to always tell Damo, like, dang, bro, bro ain't never home, bro. Like, literally, bro, he used to only come home on Sundays. And, he was in a lot of other organizations, like, what was that organization called at Georgia Southern when we went there? It was the Black Leaders of something, something.
C 100,
Yeah, I think he was in that, and he was in like
Saab.
another one. Yeah, he was in another one too. So, he was, bro, he only came home on Sundays, maybe every other Sunday. And then that's when I found out, oh, okay, he was pledging. But I was like, bruh, that's a lot of time, bruh.
I mean, but for some people, it's worth it.
Yeah. I'm not knocking him. I just know I wasn't about to do
Like I said, I'm lazy, so
it.
that's not for me.
But these girls though, dog, I think the girls is worse than the men, bro.
I feel like women are worse than men regardless. Greek or no Greek.
Oh no, not my nigga Kel with the pussy hat.
I was showing my coworkers the pussy hat, and they didn't know what the fuck it was. I was
Bro,
like,
why don't people know what the pussy hat is?
because it is insignificant.
So I'm the only head ass nigga that know what a pussy hat is.
No, people who wear pussy hats, they know what a pussy hat is.
So it's just me
everybody
and them.
outside of that, yeah.
It's just me and them. We the only ones that know about pussy hats.
I'm telling you, bro, nobody know what a pussy hat is.
Bruh, I had so many people ask me what that was on your head when I put that episode out, and I just thought it was gonna be a joke that everybody was gonna get.
Nah, because I honestly, you when you told me, you asked me, you said, "Can I put the pussy hat on you?" I said, "Bro, you got creative control." And then I seen that shit. I was like, "Man, what the fuck is that?" And I had to look it up. I honestly didn't know what the fuck you was talking about. I thought it was gonna be like an actual pussy
Yeah.
on my head.
And then you seen it and it looked like a
hat.
kitten that.
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck is that? And I looked it up. I was like, oh, okay, that's what it is.
Tell me when you look that shit up, you ain't like, this is the stupidest shit I ever read in my fucking life.
When I hear about feminism, shit like that, the first thing that comes to my mind, and this is so terrible, is Amber Rose. And I just don't support Amber Rose, bruh.
Bruh,
Shit just
I say it all
me.
the time, dog. Like, being a feminist is for white women. And I completely understand why white women why white women used to be real big feminists. I get it, bro. Being oppressed by the white man, blah blah blah, all that. I get it. But as far as like black women, when they're big, strong feminists and they're trying to go against us, that shit is ignorant as hell, bro. They have no reason to be trying to battle us. Well, we ain't never tried to hold them back. We needed them in the 90s. We ain't had no choice. You ain't never hear no black man in the 90s like, we don't need these bitches for shit. Hell no, we was all locked up.
Though.
2000 was something different, bro.
We was raised on bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. Come on now.
Come on, that's
in the
bro.
90s.
That's a rap song, bro. I'm talking about goddamn real life, bro. And that's something else I wanted to talk about. Separating entertainment from real life, bro. I feel like sometimes we bring it together when it doesn't need to be together, bro.
Right. Like I was having a conversation with my brother earlier, and then I was like, bro, you like all your crazy music, and I like, what I like. And I was like, I let the kids listen to whatever they want to listen to, because when we was coming up, the music was saying, that bitches wasn't shit.
Yeah.
But then as you get older, you realize that bitches really ain't shit, and you can actually make that,
you can put it together.
Yeah, you can, but it's not reality. You have to still make the decision for yourself whether this is going to be your reality. This is going to be what you consume every day. Like, I can't listen to ignorant shit all the time.
Me neither, dog. That's why, bro, I always listen to R&B on Sundays, bro.
I listen to R&B every day.
I do too, but like on Sundays, I don't listen to much of any rap, bro.
Bro,
I gotta clear my mind every once in a while, bro.
Every day I come home from work, I blast the best of Anita Baker and play 2K. I listen to Anita Baker all day, every day, pretty much.
I feel you though, bro, because you are what you consume, bro.
Yeah.
You are what you consume, and some people consume way too much bullshit, and it becomes a part of their everyday life, and they just trash ass niggas.
And people don't realize, like, if I listen to Boosie, like, a whole day,
it'll put you in a different mind state.
It put me in a different mind state. I'll be ready to, like, okay, if this white dude say something to me, I might slap the shit out of him.
Yeah.
But
I remember when I was young, my mom, I watched this movie. This the first and probably one of the only movies that ever made me cry, bro. The movie was called Oh. You seen that before?
Oh?
Yeah. It was with I forgot his name, bro. The black guy, Money Making Mitch from Paid in Full.
Oh,
McCall Pfeiffer or some shit.
McCall Pfeiffer.
Yeah, McCall Pfeiffer. All right, so I watched that movie, bro. That movie.
I did see. Oh,
yes, bro. That movie made me shed tears, bro. I'm talking about a young nigga. I think I was like 10 or 11, bro. That movie made me shed tears. When I tell you I was so fucking angry, bro.
He got killed, didn't he?
I can't even remember.
Because it was him and the white dude, Josh Hartnett.
Yeah, he got
best
framed.
friends.
Yeah, he got framed for something, and something ended up happening to something. I can't really remember the ending. But whatever happened, bro, I was mad as hell, bro, and I just was talking to my mom about all kind of crazy shit. My mom
Right.
like, yeah, no more racist movies for you. Then, not to mention, right before I watched that, my fifth grade teacher made us watch Roots.
Why?
She was pro black, bro. Let me tell you a funny story about
I've
her,
never
dog.
seen Roots.
Bro, she made us watch the short version. Let me tell you a funny story about her. First day of school, bro. First day of school. Um, for some reason, when I lived in Germany, majority of my school was black.
Mm-hmm.
It was an army school, but majority of it was black.
In
First
Germany?
day in Germany, on base. First day of school, she said, if you're of African descent, stand up. Only one person stood up. It was my homeboy that played ball with me. He stood up, and I like, nigga, sit your ass down. You ain't African. I started cracking jokes like boys in the hood. I like, nigga, you ain't African. And he stood up like just proud, bro.
Right.
Like I'm African. And she just like she walked up to him and gave him a hug, and all the white kids were looking awkward. They looked awkward that whole school year. But bruh, she went back to the front of the school and was just, the front of the class, and she was just like, every black person should be standing up. We all come from Africa, and we're all kings and all this, bro. This is school, bro.
Right.
That was so weird to me, bro.
That's what they should be teaching. Like when
I agree.
when Killer Mike was like, a kid should have nothing but black teachers until he's a certain age. I believe
That I disagree with.
nah, fuck that. I believe that you should teach kids their self-worth, self-love, instead of tearing the motherfuckers down. Like, I remember being taught shit about slavery in school and like just hating shit. You know what I mean? And I couldn't process it the way I think I should have been processing it.
Yeah. But bro, this is why I disagree with Killer Mike whole stance about that. So bro, we live in America. America is basically like a melting pot. So I feel like what makes us better as people is for all of us to be together and become whole. That's what I think makes us better. Trying to separate us just brings us further apart, and we never get to that end goal. I always believe that. Like, I keep talking about the Jay-Z thing because that's what I was looking at all
That's
day
current,
today.
yeah.
Yeah, but I heard a lot of people, like, especially podcasters. I listen to so many podcasts. They always asking the same question, like, why don't we just get our own league? I don't think that helps us, bro.
Well, how?
What? Why doesn't it help us?
Yeah.
I don't think us trying to separate helps us at all, bro. Especially when we start speaking numbers. I think what makes us better is us as people all coming together. I always believe that, bro. Us as people coming together is what's best for us, bro.
That would never happen though. So why not?
Never though.
Never. I mean, look at just the makeup of America and how it's structured just business wise. Everybody that's the richest in the world, the biggest companies, the shit that we consume is all white.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't having our own help us at all? When you look at the Asian Americans, they have their own communities and have their own things. You look at people from the Middle East who got all the fucking car washes, not the car washes, gas stations and shit. They have their own. They support their own. Why wouldn't black people having just it doesn't have to be everything just black owned, but just having our own community that we can recycle our money and give our money back to each other.
So what? We only gonna do business amongst each other too?
I don't see why not.
So you mean to tell me the 12% of black people are only gonna do business with 12% of black people?
I don't see
And
why
the
not.
65% of white people, we're just gonna be like, hey, we're not doing anything. We're not doing anything with
They can be
y'all.
consumers.
Okay, they can be consumers, but they can't be a part of it. I ain't gonna lie, bro. That doesn't make sense to me. It just doesn't register in my head
Why not though?
because I don't see how it would work. It just doesn't seem logical to me. For you to
can
just
see- but you
ignore
can see-
65% of a population.
But you can see a white person, white people just doing business with white people.
No, I can't see that neither.
I can definitely see that. That happens now.
You mean as far as
There
like
are companies that are exclusively white.
coming out and saying that, like,
Right. The majority of the companies in America are white owned, nothing but white employees, and their consumers are white and black and whoever
Correct.
else.
Correct. Correct. Correct.
That's
I
what I'm
feel
saying.
you.
I'm not saying okay, we have our black businesses and it's only black people supporting them. All I'm saying is let's grow our black businesses and actually have communities where
Yeah.
we work with each
So
other.
you're speaking on black owned businesses, which of course we can do. But I was talking about a big corporation like the NFL. Like we start something like the NFL and it just only be us. That'll be something weird to me, bro.
Well, I feel like with things like the NFL, black people are their biggest assets and they're not their biggest consumers. We are the assets to the NFL.
I
If we
agree. I completely agree with
took
that.
our talent to something that we own, people are not gonna watch a bunch of fucking goddamn Julian Edelman's running around the fucking field.
I feel you on
You know
that.
what I
I feel
mean?
you on that.
I'm saying we have the power to do that shit. NBA is majority black. The only thing that's majority white, which is I don't even know if it's still majority white, is baseball. Cause they got all them fucking Colombians and fucking South Americans and Cubans over there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm saying we have the power to do what we want. If we wanted to start our own thing, but niggas are scared because they control the money. But we have people in place like a Jay-Z, like a Diddy, like motherfuckers that's pimping poverty that, they already got rich off of exploiting black people
Yeah.
and exploiting other people as well. But it's just fucked up, or people think it's fucked up because it's a black person doing it to us when it's white people doing it to us. So I say, shit, why not? Why not let black people fuck us over?
Mm.
You still gonna be a slave regardless.
I don't know, bro. I don't. I think we take steps backwards by trying to separate.
There's no way you can take a step. There's no way we can be any worse than we are now.
I agree with that also,
There's
but
no way.
I just don't think that's the answer though. That would just be one of them things. I'm just like, I don't know. I had to see. I literally have to see someone draw out this plan and then see it happen, bro.
All right, so let's say you're a podcaster and you are a YouTuber. Let's say they came out with a black-owned platform for media where you can put your videos up and you can put your podcast out. And
Somebody hit me up. Somebody got one of those. A
okay,
couple people do.
Dame Dash has one.
Hmm.
And all the black people that are on those major white networks, they come to there, and then all of their people come over, and then we start supporting uh those black businesses. You can't see those people being successful and then putting their money towards more black business.
I
Would
can
that be
I
successful?
can I can see it being successful, but I couldn't see myself running a business where I'm basically in the mind state of I'm only hiring black people.
I mean, I understand about hiring people who are qualified. I wasn't saying that, but you give more people jobs than a white company would.
I completely understand that also. I don't know, bro. Maybe
But
maybe I'm just in denial.
but I did see a tweet that was interesting. Um, it said something about niggas will support a fucking slavery plantation if it was black owned. Like niggas don't give a fuck if it's black owned. They'll put
Nah,
their
I seen something this morning. It was somebody talking and they was like the biggest threat to a black owned business is black people.
I don't understand that.
Basically what they meant was I probably fucked the quote up, but it was something similar to it. But basically what they meant was like how it'll be a black owned business and then somebody will walk in and be like, "Oh, I support black people." And they'll be like, "Hey, how much these cost?" And you'll be like, 20. And they'll be like, "Oh, well shoot, man, look out for me. Let me get like two on for 30."
Nah. I mean, that's everywhere though. You don't think white people try to hook each other up?
They probably do. I
I
don't know.
mean, but shit, black people do that shit to white businesses too. You know what I mean? That shit doesn't matter.
Bruh, this nigga Damo, bruh. We was in the mall. He went in to go get some perfume. We walk in there. Buddy was like, "This bottle costs $50. This bottle costs $100. This bottle costs X amount of money." And Damo was like, $50. Man, I ain't gonna lie. I got $40. Take it or leave it. I got $40. And Buddy was like, "I said it costs $50."
The fuck,
And I tried to
see,
explain to Damo like, "Bro, this ain't the swap meet. This is like Walmart."
and see, bro. Honestly, black people got to get out of that shit. It's matter of fact, I was riding around all of Augusta today, just like riding through projects and shit, and fucking where shit was just beat up, and all I could think about was like tearing all that shit down and building some nice shit for some people to move into. But then
Yeah.
I was thinking about, okay, damn, would I be fucked up for gentrifying people? You know what I mean? My own people.
Nah, it's about making things better, bro. And I actually thought about something like that today too when I was reading all those articles. And one of the biggest things I was thinking about was I hate when people say like, especially like someone white, like, bro, it's this mixed boy, bro. He gets on my nerves on Facebook. He's always talking like he's white. That should be aggravating me.
Hmm.
But he says things
I
like,
hate that too.
yeah, I actually
No, I
recorded
mean
him.
I
I'm gonna
hate
put
when
the
people
video
say
out.
people talk like they're white. What do you mean by talking about like he's white?
I mean, he talks like Uncle Ruckus.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. I
That's
got
what I
you.
mean.
I
Like
got you.
he says terms like the blacks.
I got you.
Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't mean like
I
stereotypical
I
black
got you. I
person.
got you. I got you.
Yeah. I meant like he says terms like the blacks. Like
But
he
he's
speaks
mixed.
like he speaks like
You
he's
ain't
not
talking
black.
about the little Republican boy, are you?
I don't
The
know.
one that
I
live in Evans.
Nah, he don't live in. But yeah, I thought about it today, and I was like, like he says all the time, he says black people biggest problem is and this is him. This is what he says. He says black people biggest problem is they need to just get over it. And I hate when
Get over
people say
what?
that. That's what I'm saying. Like he be like, slavery happened. It happened in a lot of other countries too. It's time for black people to get over it. Black people always have these victim mind states, blah blah. Don't get me wrong. That's one of my biggest things. I hate people that have a victim mind state, but something like slavery isn't something you just get over. But um, I was thinking about it today, and I was like, um, sometimes it is things that we do need to get over that we just hang on to, strictly talking about the NFL situation. Cause I was like, one point Jay-Z did have was he was like, the time for kneeling, we need some action. Cause as far as boycotts go, like, when Martin Luther King boycotted the buses, uh he was boycotting for action to happen. So we didn't even wait to see what, like, how excuse me, how this was gonna play out with Jay-Z. We didn't even wait, bro. We don't even know what's gonna happen from it.
But that's the thing. People like me and you, we don't have to see things and instantly react. We can sit down and talk about it and then draw conclusions. But we would wait before we cast judgment.
Yeah.
Like you asked me earlier, I was like, people need to shut the fuck up and get some money. Because if you was getting some money, you wouldn't be worried
Yeah.
about what he's doing. And at the end of the day, nothing that this man is doing is affecting you. What he's doing not affecting me. I'm still not going to watch the NFL. I just don't give a fuck about it that much.
Yeah.
Um, just like I was debating on not watching college basketball. You know I love Duke. But after they had the rule where they was like you have to have a college degree to be an agent, it was the not the
Yeah.
Maverick Carter rule.
I seen it.
Yeah.
I seen it, bro.
And I was like, okay, I'm getting down to shit. I'm gonna have to watch squash or something. Or watch
But
niggas play checkers.
but look though, dog. I meant to say this to you earlier too when you were talking about boycotting the
NFL.
NFL, bruh. This stay woke shit is getting crazy, bro. It's getting out of hand, bro. Everybody want to be woke and shit, bro. It's like, so you mean you're willing to sacrifice something that you really enjoy because you woke? But see, I understand you because you said it was just a personal thing, but I'm talking about the average person that thinks they just so super woke. It's like you just stop doing something you really like just to say you're woke. Then it's like most of them aren't even in. Most of them don't even live that life. Are even in the position to be quote unquote woke. Like
Well,
that's not even you. You never even thought of that. You
but
never
people
even
can
thought of a
change.
black issue your whole life, and now you just up and turn 18 years old, and now you just want to.
But I feel like it's all about growth. If you feel like you want to start taking steps in the direction of quote unquote being woke or actually learning more about political issues and issues with race or gender or anything that goes with that, then I feel like you should. For me, I'm the type of person where I don't need social media. I don't need sports because I have my family, I got my friends. If I wanted to be entertained, I can call up. Shit, I can call you up and like, shit, let's go smoke cigars.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't need the outward world to be fulfilled. But a lot of people aren't like that. So that's why I don't really put too much merit in people saying that they're woke because what they're doing doesn't affect me. I can sit home and read a book and be satisfied. But I understand you saying giving up stuff that you like or that you love. I remember I posted a picture on Instagram. It was the head chef of Genghis Grill.
Uh huh.
He had on a Trump 2020 hat, and people was commenting like, "Dang, I used to like that place. Now I'm not going to even eat there." And I was like, "Well, I don't look at Trump supporters like I do think most of them are pieces of shit, but you know
Personally,
personally, but
but you can't knock somebody's views.
right. And then at the end of the day, that's not going to stop me from eating there where he's just a small person in that business. Now, as
Hmm.
far as the NFL, that's a complete machine that I feel like has control over a lot of shit. It influences people. If you can have something that will force people to fight in the streets and kill each other, that's pretty fucking powerful.
I'm gonna be honest. When they said that statement, I forgot who was saying it, but they was like, oh, matter of fact, Joe Button and them said it before. They was like, the NFL is ran like a slave ship. I
Hmm.
completely agree with that statement.
Hell yeah,
It
they
is
all
like,
slaves.
especially how much they make. Like, bruh, the life expectancy of a running back. Dog. We even speak about it like running backs are just pieces of meat. Like, yeah, they only gonna last 5 years.
Bruh, the NFL, they're slaves, and the NBA are sharecroppers.
Sharecroppers. That's a good analogy. I like that because niggas in the NFL don't make shit, bruh. Think about a quarterback, bro. Matt Ryan has like the best contract, and he
He
makes
got like
$100 million.
130. They had like 130,
I
150.
think he got 100, bro.
Well,
He got some. He got a
Russell
bulk
Williams,
of it is
Russell
guaranteed.
Wilson makes. I think he makes the most now.
Russell Wilson, he got an extension. I think he makes like 70 million.
And you got some
And
fucking
Aaron Rodgers is
bums
right up under
in the
him. That's
NBA
like the
making
top
that shit.
five. That's like the top five. I think it's Aaron Rodgers. It's Matt Ryan. It's like Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers. It's like I forgot the other two. Only reason why I know is because I was looking into Dak Prescott's Dak Dak Prescott is asking for. But anyway,
He
dog.
already
Either
asked for
way it
30
go.
million, ain't he?
They offered him 30 million. I think he was trying to get more. He's not even worth that. But they're trying to give him top dollar though, at least in the top five. But bruh, they don't make shit, bruh. $100 million, bruh. Think about that, $100 million, and Steph Curry got a $300 million contract.
I'm saying $100 million still ain't no hoe.
It's not, bruh, but
Do
you're
you
the
think they
quarterback.
deserve all that?
Do they deserve 100 million?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, a football player?
Mm-hmm.
I think they deserve more. We're talking about one of the top sports in the world. Yeah,
Ben
and you
Roethlisberger's number two,
number two. How much you make?
34 million.
Okay,
Aaron Rodgers
that's a
made
year.
33.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the average. Russell Wilson made 35.
Mm-hmm. And
Carson Wentz makes 32.
Carson Wentz, that's who it was. He just got his contract last season. This offseason when they gave up.
All right, I'm gonna tell you the top five because I'm not too far removed from the NFL. Russell Wilson, Ben Roethlisberger, Aaron Rodgers, Carson Wentz, and Matt Ryan. Who do you think is number 6?
Uh, Andrew Luck.
That
Who?
nigga number 11.
Who number 6?
Bruh, number 6 is Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins. That's what I forgot. But nah, bro. You know how the NFL works though. It's a league where it's like the best available player for me at this time. That's who gets the money. That's how it works. Cause Dak's gonna be on that list when he gets his check. And think about it. He's probably not better than 15 of those people on that list.
So let me ask you this: is Colin Kaepernick better than a lot of these motherfuckers?
No.
Bruh, he's better than Matt Schaub. He's better than RG3 right now.
Yeah. Of course. Oh, I thought you meant this top list.
Hell no. I'm talking about, bruh.
Honestly, dog, I don't know, bro, because when he was in the league, he was sitting so long. I can't tell you what he played like. He was sitting like the last 2 years he was in the league. I don't know what he plays like. That's why when people have their opinions about how he should be in the league, I can't speak on that because I don't know. I seen him on the bench. That's all I know.
Bruh, as a backup QB, he's better than a lot of the backup QBs.
I don't know how he plays right now, bro.
Not right now. I'm talking about when
That's just like me
when
saying
everything was going down. You knew he was still a good quarterback.
I didn't know then
a
either.
quarterback that took a team to the fucking Super Bowl.
If you ask any nigga in any barbershop if they think Mike Vick can still play right now, they gonna tell you he probably could start for any team in the NFL.
He probably could.
No, he can't.
That nigga be racing niggas, bro.
Bruh. Hey, niggas think
That
Vick
nigga's
is just the
greatest
GOAT, nigga.
quarterback of all time.
Bruh, niggas think, oh, you think that too?
Hell yeah.
Y'all niggas be wildin', bruh. And I love Vic. Vic is the reason why I became the ultimate Falcons fan.
Bruh.
Like, I was a Falcons fan before Vic.
I haven't played Madden since Vic was on the cover.
Vic was that nigga. But y'all be getting wild acting like Vic like still could come into the league and just dominate, bro.
Well, he's probably like, what, 35, 36 now? There's no way. He's not that good anymore.
Yeah.
Colin Kaepernick's still young.
I don't know. I can't speak on Cap, bro. But yeah, bro. What I was gonna ask you? I was gonna ask you something when you was talking about eating booty, dog.
I don't. I'm reformed. I don't eat ass no more.
You lying?
Bro, I promise you, bro. It has been about 3 hours. And I'm talking to your mic, nigga.
All right, bro. Dog, you like strip clubs?
Nah. I hate strip club. I hate the whole concept of a strip club.
Me too. What about we probably talk about this on the mic. Nah, we probably talk about it in person.
Nah, we probably talk about it in person. I hate strip clubs.
What about places like Hooters and Twin Peaks? You like eating places like that? Does that fall under the concept you don't like about strip clubs?
Well, no. Twin Peaks food is just trash.
Ugh.
And Hooters has like one style of them Daytona wings are good as fuck. But that's the only thing.
Them shit's fire, bro.
But I'll eat at Hooters because I like their wings. But I mean, as far as the concept, I'm with it.
What
I wouldn't let my daughter work there.
See, that's my whole thing. I put strip clubs and restaurants like that basically on the same thing, bro. I hate any place that I go in and someone is begging me for tips because they're naked.
No, fuck, come on.
Bro,
don't do that.
That's how I feel.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
That's how I feel, bro.
Don't do that because you can't say a restaurant where people make their living from tips. Well, damn. Okay, I can't use that point. But generally, but then you can say fucking. If that was the case, you can say that Longhorns and fucking Magic City is the same thing.
Longhorns?
Yeah.
Nah, they wear clothes in Longhorns.
It doesn't matter. It's
Bruh,
the same concept.
I'm talking about them being
Hooters.
naked, bro.
Bruh, that has nothing to do with tipping them. That has nothing to do with tipping at a restaurant.
Well, you want me to get to the nitty and gritty about how I don't think we should tip neither?
I don't, because I heard you say that shit before. That shit's pretty trash.
Hey, bruh, nah, I don't think it's trash. I just think that I'm not even gonna get on the tipping thing. I'm gonna get back to the naked thing, bruh. You're dressed half naked. You come up to me and you sit down next to me and you engage in conversation with me. And every time I've ever been in a Hooters or a Twin Peaks when they try to pull that stunt, because I think they're trained to do that shit. Like when they train them, I think they tell them like sit down and have
Yeah, you
conversation
have to
with.
be friendly.
Yeah, they always start the conversation like, I'm just so tired and ready to go. Why they always start like that?
I don't know. I mean, they're. I don't feel like somebody who works there would have like the most range in a conversation. And I know that's kind of fucked up and that's
But you
judgmental.
talk about me.
I'm just saying, you act like you're expecting, like, oh yeah, E equals MC squared, and I found a
I'm
derivative
saying though,
of
bruh, they can wear
pi.
clothes, bruh.
I mean, but
Why dress
it's
naked?
not, it's catered to old ass creepy men who wants a fucking
Isn't that fucking gross? And bruh, you can't, bruh. You're kind of contradicting yourself because you just said you wouldn't let your daughter work there.
fuck no. But I don't like. I mean, I don't. That's not my first place to go. If I want some wings, I would go to Limelight.
Okay. I don't like limelight wings neither, but okay.
But see, and then the only reason my partner liked he say he liked Twin Peaks is because they have ice cold beer.
They beer like,
they do have some cold ass beer.
but
Now.
bro, when you freeze the beer that much, bro, it start tasting watery, bro. It don't have that fresh taste to it, bro. That's why
That shit crisp, bro. When it's that perfect cold before you freeze it.
The ice, yeah, bro. 29 degrees freezes, bro. It makes an iceberg,
But now it doesn't freeze as much because of the alcohol.
bro. It freezes, bro.
No, it doesn't, bro. It got that little ice chips
Bruh.
in it, bro.
No. I just was in there the other day with Damo, bro. Bruh, it was
Shit,
frozen
man,
at
we
the
need to go to
top. It was a
Hooters
nice
right now.
iceberg.
I could eat.
It was an iceberg, dog. Yeah, dog.
I don't understand your argument though. You're saying they're begging for tips. I feel like they're servers.
Okay, maybe I over exaggerated by using the
Yeah.
begging word, but I'm not backing down from that.
I'm just saying they're servers.
They're going out their way. Yeah, they're going out their way to ask me for tips by sitting next to me.
So what if a person at Longhorns or fucking Outback or somebody just sits down beside you with
They
their
wouldn't do
fucking
that.
jeans? Yeah, they would. I've
Nah,
had
they
people do
wouldn't
that.
bro.
I've had people have conversations with me fully clothed.
Would they titties out hanging on the table?
No, they don't have the titties out. I'm just saying.
Come on, bro. We can't compare the two, bro.
You can't.
Cause bruh, at Hooters or Twin Peaks, they're gonna sit down next to you with the titties hanging out. You're gonna be looking at their titties.
That's their
It's all a
wardrobe
mind
for it.
thing, bro.
I'm just saying, okay, so if you got a bunch of
Man, I'm gonna tell you like this, bro. Either way, bro, I'm still gonna give your ass $5. So you wasting your time doing all that extra shit.
I tip 20%.
20%. You a good man. I don't nobody pay my bills, so.
But see, you the black people that you was talking about earlier when motherfuckers coming there talking about a hookup.
Listen.
I'm saying,
I kid you not, bro. I kid you not. Now, first off, we're not obligated to have to pay anybody anything. The restaurant should be paying these people. That's the biggest thing. But, bro, I used to tip, and I used to tip really good. And I used to snap on people that didn't tip well. But, bro, this when my beef came up. When I start hanging around people that were servers.
Mm-hmm.
And I found out how obligated they feel people are to tip. That shit really start getting to me, bro. Like that's
getting anywhere.
to me.
If you start hanging around fucking car salesmen, the motherfuckers gonna feel obligated that motherfuckers should buy a car.
Oh
from
nah,
them.
before my friends start selling cars, I had the same opinion I have about them now.
They're pieces of shit.
Yeah, they one of the most trash people on the face of this earth. Matter of fact, recently I know somebody that just came up on a lump sum of money and he went and purchased a car from the dealership. And I told all them niggas, I was like, bro, I thought y'all niggas was the devils before that, but now I really think y'all trash because you talking about empowering black people, bro. If you know a young black kid and he just got some money. Like, you go out your way to sell him a car? No, bro. I would have told him, like, hey, bro, maybe you don't need no crazy ass car. How about you go and buy 5 Subways or something? A Subway costs $10,000.
No, fuck that, dog. That's not their job. That's not their job to tell them that.
Jay-Z, you're right.
It's not their job. You know what I mean?
It's not, but I wouldn't sell him no car. I would tell him that. Excuse me. I would tell him that. Now, after I tell him that, if he says, nah, bro, I need this car, I would sell him the car.
Right.
But, bro, I would at least try, bro. That's caring about humanity, bro. At least try.
I
Not
understand.
go out your way to try to sell him
understand
a
that,
car he don't
but
need.
I'm not gonna get mad at the motherfucker who was like, okay, you got this money in my face, nigga, and this is my job to sell you this car. It's not. I mean,
But with no
you can't
attempt to
have it
help,
both ways.
with no attempt to help whatsoever. I told you, bro. That's when I knew I just wasn't built for corporate America. Because this is how I think, bro. Like I'm gonna try to help somebody if I can, bro. Even if it costs me a couple dollars one time, because I'm gonna get my money regardless.
And then that's the perfect example because if he goes to a black guy and he's trying to sell him and he's trying to buy a car and the black dude was trying to uplift him, trying to tell him to buy a Subway or some shit, and then the young dude like I ain't trying to hear all that shit, and then he goes to the white dude and he makes the sale. It's the same thing. It's going to happen regardless. So why not let the black person do it? You know what I'm saying? You get mad when the black person try to tell you right, but you'll sit here and let the white dude fucking exploit you.
That's that Meek Mill line. That nigga Meek Mill was like serving crack to my own people because they was fiends.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but in the back of your mind, don't you just think like, yeah, they gonna get it from somebody regardless, but you know, I don't know, dog.
So you think they're trash, but you don't think you're trash for not wanting to tip the fucking lady with her titties out.
Hell no.
That's ass backwards.
How?
Bruh,
Maybe I'm retarded, bro. I don't know, bro.
That shit is crazy. I mean, I don't understand how you can have it both ways.
Okay, bro. She's working. That's fine. Somebody has to tip her.
Yeah.
I just don't think it should be me because I'm just not attracted to that type shit. And the type
So
niggas that
why
are attracted to that. Honestly, I don't never just wake up and be like,
right.
I ain't gonna lie, you got me thinking about them Daytona wings right now.
Yeah, those shits.
But besides that, like I don't just wake up and be like, I want to go here. It's always I'm with someone and they're like, man, let's go to Hooters or let's go to Twin Peaks, and I just be like, I don't wake up and just be like, I'm about to go there.
I mean, but sometimes, you know, as a man, I'd be like, well, shit. Middle of the day, let me see some titties. You've had those moments.
No.
Full of shit.
Bro, I promise you, dog. I'm not the go somewhere and look at bitches type nigga, dog. Like whenever I got them get the urge to want to fuck on something, I'm trying to fuck. I'm not trying to browse.
I hang around a lot of older dudes.
Niggas be creepy though, bro.
No, the thing with them is they all been married forever, have kids and shit. They just want to get away. They know they're not gonna cheat on their wife.
Yeah.
So they just want to goddamn look at something. Ain't nothing wrong with that, is it?
No, not at all.
Mr.
You can browse all you want, but me, I'm not a window shopper.
Everybody ain't able.
Nah, everybody is able. Bruh.
You're right. You're right. Everybody is able.
Backpage ain't been closed down for too long. You know, I support legalizing prostitution.
That shit trash too.
No, it's not. Bruh, actually, like that video I did on that, bro, that video did really well. And surprisingly, a lot of women commented on it on YouTube, bro. And they was supporting me. They was like, yes, you know, it would do nothing but help women if prostitution was legalized. And I was like, yeah,
but that shit's already
way.
legal. All you have to do is have a fucking camera.
Bruh, prostitution is not legal, bro. You still get locked up and labeled as a Jane for soliciting pussy.
The only time it's illegal is if you broke.
I feel like if an old nigga will go into Hooters or Twin Peaks just to scout some ass, he might as well just buy the ass.
Why not?
All right then.
That's why I don't support strip clubs. I mean, I've been to strip clubs and I might still go to.
So why don't you like the concept of strip clubs, but you think it's okay for somebody to serve naked?
They're not naked. They're not naked. It's a whole business model. It's a business model, and it's geared towards a certain type of person.
Creep.
Call it what you want. People like what they like. I'm not judging nobody.
All right. So, strip clubs, why?
I feel like if you're going to go look at some ass, you can just go buy some ass. Exactly what you just said.
So, what's the difference? I told you I'm slow. I don't get it, bro. You got to explain to me like I'm a third grader.
All right. Strip clubs, generally, they do have food. God damn it. But Hooters is a restaurant. A strip club, you're going there for the sole purpose of watching people strip. Just because they may have some fire wings, you're going there for the women. If you're going to Hooters, you're going there for the food. The women is the plus.
Are we talking about you, or are we talking about the
No,
majority
we're
of
talking
people?
about how the business is set up.
Bruh. You,
We're not talking about personal
you know
feelings.
what? I
We're talking
would
about if
take
I open a restaurant and I had butt naked hoes on a strip club, I'm saying, okay, this is a restaurant, but there's butt naked bitches there. If I open up a strip club and I say these the best wings in town,
so by what you said, where would you put the number? If we surveyed 10 people that walk into Hooters and asked
this
them,
is too
did you
small
come
of a
here for
sample
the
size.
100? If we asked them, did you come in here for them Daytona wings, or did you come in here for the thighs?
But who's gonna be truthful with that? Other than niggas like me and you. It's gonna be
You
nothing but
just
old white men.
And I think they're gonna tell the truth. They're gonna be drunk. Let's say when they come out, they're gonna be drunk. They're gonna be like, boy, I come in here to goddamn see what kind of new ass they got working in here, boy.
It may be I'll give you 70-30 motherfuckers coming for the food.
I disagree, dog. I disagree. Because the
Well,
type niggas I know that love going places like that, I know for a fact they going in there for the ass. You can't sit here and tell me you just said Twin Peaks food is trash. Twin Peaks
I
be
don't
booming
go to
harder
Twin
than
Peaks
Hooters.
unless somebody else wants to go to Twin Peaks.
I'm talking about majority of people. I don't either. I'm just talking about majority of people.
Okay, okay, they probably do want to go there because their food isn't that great.
Isn't that
Neither
great? That shit is
neither
trash, nigga.
neither one of those restaurants' food is that great. So I mean, yeah, you would probably go for what the business is. I guess.
To look at them little ass girls.
Them be some grown ass women in there too. Like you too old to be working at Hooters type. You know what I mean?
I ain't seen one like that before. Not in Augusta anyway. I seen bro. One time, where was I at? Tampa. I was in Tampa, bro. I seen one in there. She had to be pushing 40, bro.
And what you say to somebody like that? You think they still begging for tips? They trying to feed their kids and their grandkids.
I don't want to say what I would tell them.
Don't say it on air. Tell me when we start recording.
Nah, I'll say it. I would tell them like, hey man, I ain't here to judge you. First
But
off, I wouldn't say anything. I wouldn't say
but
anything to someone like that. But if you made me say something, I'll be like,
can nobody make you say anything? You're a
oh, I
grown
wouldn't
ass
say
man.
anything then. I wouldn't say anything.
Okay.
So I ain't gotta say it.
But what would you want to say?
I'll be like, hey man, there's better things out here we can do. We can do it together. That ain't it. I'm not judging though, bro, because I'm trash too. So
Last time I went to Hooters, man, it was the fucking Masters. And it was a guy out there trying to tell me I need to follow my dreams. I need to quit bullshitting. And then he told me he did cocaine. And I was like, okay, get the fuck out of my face. Is that wrong? To discredit somebody because they do drugs?
yes and no.
I mean, I just don't value your opinion. If
I
you're
don't I don't think one habit can be too much more than the next habit. There is things like, okay, um if you drink every weekend and someone shoots heroin every day, of course that's worse. But there's certain situations like
which one is worse?
um the person that shoots heroin, of course they do it every day and you drink every weekend. But um there is some instances like I know people that overeat, and I would say their eating habit is worse than someone that no, I'm talking about overeat, like eat bad. But I would say their eating habit is worse than someone that goes to a party every other month and does coke.
I got you. I got you. But
Yeah,
a
that's just
full
my
out
viewpoint on it.
cokehead that looks dirty, I'm not gonna take your opinion.
Oh nah, I recently had someone like come up to me about something like that, and I thought the same way, and I felt like I was being too judgmental. Oh, and this is one of my close friends, but he basically told me that he said I'm not a bad person, but I'm definitely not a good person, and he said he thinks what could save me in life right now, and the universe told him this. what can save me in life and what I would benefit from. He said, I just need to say fuck all this material shit that I own because he still feels like I'm a very materialistic person, which I disagree with. But he said I should just say fuck all that shit and I should just move to Asia and just live off the land and just not talk to anyone for at least 2 years.
Okay.
The presentation of how he looked wasn't good though.
Why was y'all even talking?
Oh, this my homeboy.
Oh,
I, I,
okay.
I know him a long time,
Okay.
probably about 18 years, 15 years, something like that.
Has he done it?
Hell no. But he said I would just benefit off that. Bro, I still don't know, bro.
I
All I
mean,
know is when I was told that, I was like, this seemed like
and
some
that's another
crazy
thing
drugs
niggas
or
need to
something.
stop, bro. Niggas need to stop giving good ass advice and not taking their own advice.
I don't think that's good advice though.
No, I'm just
Oh, you
saying.
mean in general?
Yeah, if I tell
Yeah.
you something that I think should benefit you, but
Why
then
aren't you doing it
yeah,
type thing?
exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Go to Asia for 2 years. Okay, my nigga. You gonna come with me?
Yeah. Nah, but he said I need to be by myself because he was like, I need to get myself right spiritually, which is crazy because I don't know, dog. Like people get that mixed up when in in a lot of people's head they just feel like I don't believe in shit. So, which I don't, but they think because of that, it's like, oh, you need to get your mind right. Your mind is messed up, and it's like, bro, my mind is perfectly fine, bro.
And I feel like I forgot the word for it, but like a lot of the white kids that went to Southern with that we graduated with, their parents sponsored a trip, like a just a traveling trip for around the world for a year after they graduate, so they can figure out okay what they want to do with their life.
Oh, that's cool as hell.
Yeah, and I was like, I ain't never heard of no nigga doing that, but like I promise you, every white person that I know that did that, they are, or at least they seem pretty happy with what they do because they travel the world. And I wish black kids had that same privilege.
That's dope, bro. I would love to do something like that.
I want to do. That's one thing I vow to do for my kids. I don't want my kids to have any college loans to worry about paying off, and I want them to take a year off after finishing school if that's what they decide to do to explore the world and actually learn shit before you try to you want to try to fit in to something that you don't know shit about. You know what I mean?
You probably gonna disagree with what I'm about to say. I think in our culture as black people, dog, I think we have this weird thing where we like to throw around that word spoiled a lot. So people kind of shy away from doing things like that for their kids, just for the simple fact that they think family members or something will label them as spoiled. But in the white community, it seems like that's not like a word that's thrown around a lot.
Well, see, I do believe you can spoil your kids, but I think spoiling your kids is not instilling values in them. You give them everything and don't give them any lessons
Hmm.
behind why you're giving them that. You know what I mean? I feel like you should let your children be children for as long as they can be, and they shouldn't have to worry about anything or have to go out and work if they don't have to. Like one of my best friends that I work with, you know, he told his son, "Listen, you 16, bruh. You ain't gotta get no job. If you want to play sports, you can go play sports. You want to hang out with your friends, I'll take you wherever you want to go. You know, just have fun as a child. You know what I mean? You don't have to worry about like when I was coming up, shit, I had to goddamn get a job if I wanted to do anything.
Hmm.
But I don't think that's spoiling your child. I feel like that's giving your child everything that they need to
Be
live
great
their
in life.
yeah, to be great in life.
And see, that's what I think also, bro, because I feel like as far as each generation that comes, we're supposed to just keep getting better and better.
Right.
And it's like if you try to make the last generation go through what you went through just so they can say they real or something, that's really setting them back.
You don't want you we everybody struggles, but you don't want to introduce your children to struggle
Yeah.
at an early age, and then they grow a resentment to people that have it.
Mhm.
Like when I went to Georgia Southern, that shit was a culture shock. When I met the first dude, his parents made like $450,000 a year. They had their own insurance company. And then I'm seeing motherfuckers coming in, paying their whole rent, you know. And I'm sitting up here, it's like, okay, shit, I got to get this job at Waffle House so I can pay the rest of my rent since my student loans ain't cover my whole, you know what I'm saying, thing.
Yeah.
And it's 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 a actually a blessing if you can provide that for your children. I
Yeah.
don't you as far as getting your education, you want your child to grow up and learn as much as they can and be able to focus on what they're learning. That's what fucked me up. I was worrying about so much other shit and trying to make shit happen to the point where I couldn't really focus on the shit I really needed to do. If you're in college and you thinking like, damn, I ain't got nothing to eat. I got to figure out how I'm about to make this shit shake or how I'm about to not get kicked out of this fucking apartment. You know, you're not focused on school and learning and getting the fuck out. And
Yeah.
then actually focusing on what you're gonna do after you get out. So I think you're not spoiling your kids by giving them away to focus on the shit that's really important in life.
I
That's
think,
not spoiling them.
yeah, I think we need to change that about our culture, bro. Like, we need to eliminate that spoil word, bro. Cause like, I always use it. I always use this example. If you have a daughter and she goes to school to be a nurse, and she gets out of school and she gets her first job as a nurse, and she gets her credit right, she saves her money, and she's about to purchase this house, and you say, you know what, let me purchase the house for you, and you purchase the house for her. Is that spoiled?
No,
Bruh, do you know the first time I came up with that example, everybody in the room that was in the room when I came up with it, everyone said, except for one person, said that that is spoiling someone.
that's rewarding somebody for working hard towards what they want.
Exactly. Exactly.
I mean, why not? If you're able to do that, why not do that for your child?
Cause I definitely would do it.
Hell yeah.
And I don't see nothing wrong with it at all.
People just need to get out that fucking slave mentality. Are you gonna whoop your kids?
Mm, honestly, dog, no. The reason why I wouldn't, I probably won't have no kids. But if I do, I wouldn't, dog. Cause I don't growing up, bruh, like that's another thing we was just saying about as far as getting better generation after generation. I think not our parents, but I think our parents' generation overall were trash ass parents. The
I
reason why I
agree.
think they were trash ass parents because their parents weren't even on the scale. They had to work so fucking hard. They had to be in these factories all the time. They weren't even parents. So our parents, they tried, but they was just trash. So now our generation, we have the chance because we don't know yet because it's not over, but we have the chance to be great parents. So with all the information that we have at our fingertips, I think I think you have to be a caveman slash idiot to think that whooping your kid's ass still works.
I think
And
that
I and I stand strong on that opinion.
I think that if you look just back over history, the only real families that were a family that was together were white families. Now, the slave owners' families. So we don't really. You got to think we're 3 or 4 generations removed from slaves.
Mhm.
So we don't really know what it is to have like generations of actual families being together and knowing what to do. So I think you can take notes from what white people do, even though you don't want your kids on a fucking leash
Yeah,
or having them cussing your ass out.
that leash shit wild.
But that shit crazy.
Every time I'm in the mall and I see somebody with their kid on a leash, I don't give a fuck if it's attached to a backpack. That shit is wild, bro.
I would never get a leash for my child.
But yeah, bro. But I don't knock no one that does spank their kids, cause like I get it. Like you try to implement fear on them, so they
But
learn
why?
from it.
Why fear? And see,
Uh,
that's what I talk about slavery.
it's a psychological thing, bro.
Your child doesn't need to fear you.
I don't think so neither, but for some people, they feel like fear is like one of the biggest motivators, which it is. Fear is a big
No,
motivator.
fear
I don't
don't.
think it's the best though.
It's not a motivator. It's about power. That's how we were enslaved. It was through fear. That's why I think that when people whoop their kids, it's slavery. It's a slavery mentality. They would never get out of that. They think, okay, if you fear me, you respect me. You think the motherfuckers respected their fucking slave masters?
Hell
They ain't want to
no.
do shit to them because they was scared of them. But if them motherfuckers got the balls to, they will fucking slit their throat. You know what I mean? You don't
Yeah.
have to instill fear into your children for them to respect you. Teach them what's right and what's wrong. You know what I mean? You don't have to put them in timeout, but you don't have to like hold their hand throughout everything. You don't have to beat your fucking kids.
I don't think so neither, but like I told you, I understand some people feel like, that's just one of the motivating factors, bro. And you
That shit's
you can't
silly.
you can't tell someone how to raise their child though. I do know that.
I'm not whooping my kids. That's all I'm gonna say.
I mean, I'm not neither, but I gotta play devil's advocate for my podcast.
Man, fuck them niggas, man. You whoop your kids, you trash.
I don't know. Eh,
That's
I
how I
wouldn't
feel.
I wouldn't I wouldn't say they trash, bro. I say that's what they think will work best, bro.
It's too much information out here, bro.
I
Motherfuckers
agree. That's
growing
how I
up
started
hating
out my
shit.
statement.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Motherfuckers growing up hating
Cause
shit just because
honestly,
they got beat to
dog,
death.
you want me to be real? I ain't never learned shit from no ass whooping, bro.
Hell no.
Bruh, when I was in third grade, I got a whooping because I wrote this girl some too short lyrics on a piece of paper. So I ain't even really know about getting my dick sucked or nothing like that yet. But I wrote them shits on that piece of paper, and she left it up under the basket on her desk. Teacher found it. Called my mom. Husband beat the shit out of me, and was talking about dirty mouth, cussing, all this and all that. Look at me now.
Asshole.
Nah, I cussed my ass off all day, every day. I didn't learn shit from them ass.
Bruh.
I got my ass whooped multiple times for cussing when I was young.
When I was like
I
in the sixth
kept
grade,
cussing, bro.
when I was in sixth grade, nigga across the who lived across the street from me used to sell dope. And he was telling me about how I don't know why this old nigga was telling me this shit, but he was telling me how this bitch wanted some free weed or some shit like that. And he was like, man, that bitch better be swallowing the nut for that shit. So goddamn, I went home. I was like, I'm thinking my goddamn nuts was supposed to come through the hole. I was like, bro, that shit gonna hurt.
It's funny what you don't know when you
Bro, when
young.
you a stupid ass nigga when you young. You be thinking anything can happen,
Nah,
bro.
I remember dog, my mom used to always tell me stuff that just wasn't true to try to scare me. Like she told me wild stuff like Asian women had spiders in they vaginas. She told me old women had worms in theirs. And
Nah, that's
one
something that kind of fucked me up. Thinking
yeah,
old women got words.
yeah, they always say that. But bro, one of the wildest ones she told me, bro. She told me that
Spaghetti.
nah, yeah, well, my mom from Louisiana, so of course I grew up on all that. But besides all that, like I never got into all that because I didn't care about it. But bro, she told me that men had dingalings and women had dingalings that were busted open. So in my eyes, I thought it was like a dingaling, but there was no inside.
You shit, you confused the fuck out of me.
All right, so basically she
So you
said,
said it was nothing in your dick?
yeah, women. She was like,
Oh,
men
okay.
men have dingalings,
Bro,
but
I
women
did
have
too.
dingalings that's busted open. That's what I thought it
I did
was.
too. I thought that
So the
shit just
first
hung
time,
out.
yeah, the first time I seen one, I think I was in first grade, and I was just shocked.
He was like, "What the fuck is that?"
Yes, bro. I was like, bruh,
Bro,
that looks
I
crazy.
remember being in the fifth grade, bro, just rubbing on booty, boy.
You told me about that
Yeah,
before.
man. I was like, I was a little nasty nigga. I remember I was in kindergarten and fucking my kindergarten teacher had a fat ass. I went up and I smacked her ass.
Hey, bro, would you would you cuff someone that you fucked on the first night?
Uh, you mean like just met her
Uh huh.
and I smashed the same day I met her?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Probably not.
Why not?
Um, I don't know. I just never like got anything past that. I mean, I feel like we've already established our relationship after I done fucked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I,
So what's like the appropriate time? Like, what if you met her that day and the next time y'all kicked it, y'all end up fucking?
it just depends on the time from when we first met and how we've been talking.
Oh, how the relationship
Yeah.
goes. Okay, okay.
All right. I'm just
Because,
saying, if I
bruh,
meet you at a bar and I fuck you the same night, like after like leaving that bar, I feel like the next time I hit you up, we should be talking about fucking. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? But you know, if I get your number and then we're talking and we're talking, and then okay, I hang out with you, we don't have sex, and then we keep talking and talking, and then I have sex with you again, okay, then maybe if we're already having building a relationship where there's some type of understanding or getting to know each other, then okay, I can see going forward with that. But if I just met you and then like you in my back seat in 20 minutes, I can't see that. But that's just me.
yeah. I think it's funny whenever women have these crazy ass rules like I will not fuck on the first night, but they'll fuck on the second night. Or if I will not fuck on the first night, it has to be at least 30 days before I fuck. It's like, bruh, a nigga will literally tell you whatever he wants
You
to
know
tell you for
why?
30 days
You
to
know why
fuck.
I don't give a fuck about that shit, bro. I remember in college, I would never forget this shit. It's one of my homeboys too. This motherfucking bitch. I still hate it. I don't hate her. I ain't gonna say that. But
Dislike her.
I don't know how I feel about her.
It's stronger than dislike.
But bruh, she wouldn't let me fuck for 3 months. I think it was 3 months or some shit like that. So we was kicking it like all summer. And she'll like give me head or whatever, but she would not let me fuck for 3 months.
Yeah.
So I fucking take a semester off, or I don't know. I come back. I don't come back for a while, and I found out she didn't let my homeboy slide after like a week, and I had already been waiting 2.5 months for the pussy, and
Dum
she
dum dum
and she let
dum.
this nigga slide after a week, and actually started dating this nigga. I was like, this some nasty ass shit.
So what'd you say to her? You just like fuck it?
Dog, bruh, I couldn't say fuck it because she was dating my partner. I couldn't like just like cuss her ass out.
Yeah.
But shit, I just told him, you know, y'all do y'all thing, but I don't like that shit. You know what I mean? Then I still try to fuck her. I was like, you gonna let this nigga fuck? And I put in 2.5. I didn't want to pussy up for him. That shit pissed me off so bad.
The male ego is fucking disgusting.
That shit is nasty, bruh. And I know I was like, and then I don't know. I think it was like 3 or 4 years ago. Matter of fact, it was 4 years ago. I had seen her. We was somewhere, and I still tried to fuck.
Tripping.
Tripping.
Just because I tell Damo that all the time too, dog.
Just my
Like,
ego.
bro, once you warm up that jackpot, it's hard to get off of it, bro. And I'm talking about literally, cause bro, when I be in casinos, I'm not getting off that slot till I hit.
that's it's a crazy analogy, but that shit makes sense.
Yeah,
Because
it's true.
after you've been working for it, you be like, all right, damn, and you come this close to getting it, and you don't get it, you be like, well, shit, man, I don't want to let this shit
And
just
you know where I
goddamn.
fuck up at? I hit on machines before, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna hit again." I fucked up. I should have walked away.
You should have walked away, but we all been there though. Because I
And I'm
think
strictly talking about casinos because as far as it goes
I
with
thought you were talking
women,
about pussy. Yeah,
nah. When it come to pussy dog, I'm hitting that ass.
Schoolboy
You
Q
got
fucked
me
me up.
fucked up. I'm doing whatever I got to do. I'm hitting that ass. Especially if I really like you and I went out my way and I did some shit that I thought was lame, I'm not gonna be able to live with myself if I don't.
So what if you don't fuck?
Nah, I've never did it. I'm undefeated. That's what I was just telling. Nah, I ain't gonna start a nigga out there. But bruh, I'm undefeated, bruh. I'm undefeated.
Well,
Bruh, I'm
I've been to.
going to, bruh. And I've given up before. Like, man, this bitch got me fucked up. I'm not doing all this
I've
extra
taken
shit.
plenty of L's,
And
boy.
I still was like, bruh, like a couple days went by and I just was like, I fucked up on that one. I'm not gonna be able to live with myself unless.
Sometimes you got to just take your
But
L's,
you know,
bro.
that's the younger me. Like when I had the thrill of the chase, you know, bro. When you start hitting, I'll be trying to tell little young 20 and 21-year-old boys, dog. Like when you start hitting like 24 and 25, bro, that thrill start going down, bro. So by the time you hit our age, that shit almost gone. And niggas that still have it, bro, I salute them, bro. I don't see how they got it, bro, cause that shit is not in me no more. That shit is over, bro.
Well, it generally dies once you get in a good relationship.
It ain't even just that, bro. It's just like you be looking at niggas, bro. Niggas be looking for the new J's. You know what I'm saying? They be goddamn in a barbershop 2 and 3 times a week. It's like, bro, I'm just not
Bro, I
doing all
know
that, dog.
old heads, bro, that still like to chase that cat, bro.
I don't get it. Bro,
I
my homeboy dad is 70 years old and he still be running around here paying bitches goddamn car notes and I don't get it, bro.
I tell you, well, I ain't gonna say. We gonna talk after we get off this podcast because there's a lot of shit I want to say right now that I can't say.
I'm
Cause
gonna
I,
leave this up right here because I need to show you this because I had stumbled on it earlier. I still gotta edit this podcast and stuff too. But we at 2 hours now, so we can go ahead and get off, man.
all right,
But yeah, man, it's another episode of Sit Down with Slim. Uh, if you haven't, if you made it all the way to the end, this is my first podcast I'm putting on the YouTube channel, man. Thank you for listening. Please subscribe. I got a lot more good content coming, man, and we out.